class. I would like you to raise your hand when you do not hear the sound anymore. All right, now that I have your attention, I would like to have us all sit quietly and listen and get ready to have fun with a math lesson. It is talking about number line time, okay? So first, we're gonna show, the lesson is gonna use different whole numbers from 0 to 5, and it looks like this on the whiteboard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a number line. Does anybody know what a number line is? What do you think it is?
A number line is a group of numbers in a line.
Yeah, so they're numbers. And when we bring in fractions, now that is another thing we're going to learn, how to plot them on a number line. All right, let's get started. So when we have a fraction and it represents on a number line, we're going to find either a whole entire square. So 4 out of 4, 4 over 4 would equal what? We have a square right here, separated into 4 equal parts. So if we have 4 equal parts, look at this, we will have 1, we'll shade it, 2, 3, you see it? 4. So if we have 4 equal parts, what would that equal total? 4 out of 4 would be
4 halves.
Well, it would actually be all of these squares shaded in will be equal to 1 on the number line, okay? So if we have half of that, say we erase 2 of the halves, then we would have it equal 2 out of 4. Yes, good job. Okay, so this is kind of representing that if we have 2 out of 4, it will be less than 1. So we would make a little dot under the 1, because this would state that we do not have an entire whole of a square, correct? Great. Okay, so a number line can represent, say we went from your house to Grandma and Grandpa's house. That would be representing the line, right? So if we would only go 2 squares, we would only go half the distance. So then we would plot on our line, we would only make it halfway. So we want to make sure we go the entire way, which is 4 out of 4, these shaded areas, and it will represent going the entire distance, okay? So this is our number lines that are plotting on here to show us. Okay, so I would like you to get out your paper, and I would like you to draw a number line in straight line, and it looks like this, class, that you can go ahead and draw 0 and plot it all the way to 5, okay? So maybe 1, first number would be 0, and 1. So draw a straight line. Good job. And then we would put what would be 0. Where would the 0 start? Yeah, great. Okay, so when the entire class is ready, is everybody ready? Raise your hand if you're ready when you're done. Great, now let's begin. Okay, so we have on our first, we want to learn how to put our plot on the number line. So if we have a 0, if we have 2 out of 4, and the 0 to the 1 spot right here, where would your dot go? If it's not an entire equal to 1, it would be less than 1. So what would it fall under? Great. Yeah, it would be behind the 1 because it's less than, right? Yeah, good job. Okay, so we're ready for our next one. Now we have a little example of a worksheet that we're just going to look at that has a number line, and it actually has these lines and showing how we can do them. So I'm going to hand you a sheet of paper. Here we go. Let's get our pencils, put away our marker. Are we all understanding though? Does anybody have any questions? Yes. It's okay. You can think of it. So do you understand that why we would not have an entire whole, right? It would not be greater than 1 in a fraction that was 2 or 4, right? Okay, good job. So, did you have any questions about that?
No.
No? Okay, that's all right. If you do, we can come back to it. Okay, so here's our worksheet. Let's get our pencils out and put away the pen. Thank you. Where they go? Thank you. And we're going to show, just like the plot on the chalkboard, we're going to show our, let's see the first one, 2 over 4. So if we had the 2 over 4, let's plot it on the number line. Where do you think it would go?
Behind the 1.
Okay, so you put down, let's put 1, label them. Okay, so up here you're going to see, right now we're using circles, but we're going to use this that shows these 2 and 4, which would be right here. It would be shaded the top 2. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what would we would have the number line fall underneath? Yes, the 1. Okay, so then now we're going to go to, what would be the 2 halves that we're shaded in? Would that be equal or less than 1?
That would be less than 1.
It would be an entire, do you see how you got, remember it was 4 shaded out of 4? It would be 4 over 4. So it would be equal to 1, the entire shaded in area, right? Okay, so it would be a line on the 1 because it's equal, okay? Now just make sure you're not overthinking this because we're just learning and we're going to make sure that we have more questions and we're going to keep on covering this for a while, okay? Okay, so now we understand that we have our number line and we're just doing a few of these. We're not going to do the entire worksheet. So if we have different numbers, now I would like you to tell me what would be the 2 shaded areas. Would that be equal to 1 or less than? Because it's not the entire.
Less than.
Okay, so it would be between what?
1 and 0.
Yeah, so it would be half of the distance, correct? So we're only going halfway to Grandma and Grandpa's. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we're just getting the basic line and solving these problems. I want you to try the next one on your own. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I will help you with any questions. Try this next one right here. 1 out of the shaded 4. So it shows it right here, 1 out of 4. Number line, good job. Okay. Good job. Let's see. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you're ready. Awesome. Let's check this. Okay, so you put it, yes, it would not be greater 1 over 4 because it only has 1 part out of the entire, so it's 1 less than 4. So we have an entire circle, but only 1 is shaded in, so it's 1 over 4, and it's less than 1, okay? So on a number line, we're learning how to plot it and where it goes, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so let's go ahead. Now we're going to do a fun activity. We're going to do a little group game, okay? Let's have your partner share. I'm going to be your partner. And we're going to get a sticky note out, okay? Let's put our papers away. Here, you can turn this in at the end of class where the homework goes, okay? Into the thing. Okay, so we're all going to get a sticky note. And you're going to share an idea of 2 over 4. So what would that look like? You're going to shade it in with your pencil. And shade that in. What do you think that would look like to you? Okay.
What?
So 2 over 4. So remember how we talked about shading the entire square? We want to put 2 over 4. Good shading. Good job. I'm looking at the
Do I
board.
have to shade in the entire thing, or can I just surround it?
Good surround it. It's better to have it all though. You can just put an X on it if you'd like. And then if you look back to our board, what we just explained, that was our example. When you have the answer, we're going to share as groups. And using our prior knowledge, I know that we used to count with blocks, right? So if you put like 2 blocks, but then you have an entire 4, that would complete the entire square. But right now we have 2 out of 4, right? Okay. Would it be greater? Raise your hand if you guys are ready. Okay. Your group is ready to share. So what did you come up with on your sticky note? This is our ticket out the door to share as a group. So you have 2 shaded in out of 4. Good job. That was using your memory on how to remember our 2/4 fractions, okay? So we're going to place these on the board. Go ahead and place them on the board. Okay.
Here?
Yeah. Represents your shaded area. Okay. And now we're going to play a game to where we're going to understand what we've talked about. So if I had my 2 out of 4, which is half the distance to Grandma and Grandpa's house, what do you think one more would be? Do you think it would be, so 2 out of 4, would it be? It's one more than 2.
3.
Yeah, so it'd be 3/4 away, okay? So then we would plot that, but it would not be equal to 1, correct? Because we didn't make it the entire distance. Okay, so do we have any, should we play a game to where there's a question? Would you rather? Or would you guys like to answer a question on a sticky note?
I would like to do the game.
Okay, we can do that. So using our prior knowledge, we got to understand where the number line, and what is equal or greater than or less than 1, right? So we want to make sure there's 4 equal parts when it's equal to 1. So would you rather have only half of an ice cream cone or an entire ice cream cone?
An entire.
Yeah, you want just half of it, right? But we want it greater and equal to 1. Awesome. Now, with our ending thoughts, I would like us to make a little, if anyone has any questions, ask about any question they have about the whole number, pi unit. Does anyone have anything that they want to share? No? Okay. Well, I want to thank everybody for an awesome job, and please turn in your homework on the way out. And thank you for this lesson.